Hi, welcome back. It's another stream, and I'm that fantasy chick. Back again for another week, for another stream. We're going to talking about a couple of things, Star Trek and Spider-Man. Talk about Spider-Man and Tom Holland and his feelings on Miles Morales. Um, but first, let's talk about Star Trek. Um, so I did a video on this a while back, um, on everything that's been going on with the Star Trek movie. So if you want to know about like the complete history of this Star Trek 4 movie, go back and watch what's going on with that new Star Trek movie. I have that complete video with I think this is just a little update. Okay. So, a Star Trek movie should have been out this weekend. If things had gone according to plan, we'd be watching a Star Trek flick in theaters right now. But instead, making movies is a hard endeavor and it's very easy for things to go wrong. The last few years have proven that numerous times as various tempo blockbusters have been delayed, sometimes more than once, or in the current case of the WGA strike, have had their productions halted for the foreseeable future. While this weekend's big release is Paramount's Transformers Rise of the Beast, once upon a time it would have been the studio's other big sci-fi franchise, with the new movie out being watched by millions. Back in mid-2021, Paramount announced a release date shuffle for various movies back then, the likes of which included Top Gun Maverick and the first part of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. In another timeline, there would have been a Star Trek that came out this past Friday, June 9th, 2023, and likely with an actual subtitle in order to follow in the footsteps of recent live action flicks like Star Trek Into Darkness and Star Trek Beyond. What's unclear is what kind of Trek movie we'd be getting. At the time, the film was to be produced by J.J. Abrams, who produced the reboot movie trilogy. During the same time, though, Paramount had several Trek movies in production. Different projects were in the works, from Legion's Noah Hawley, Star Trek Discovery writer, producer Kalinda Vasquez, and even Quentin Tarantino. But none of those came to pass, and the movie arm of the franchise has rather openly struggled over the last few years. In early 2022, during a Paramount investor meeting, Abrams said a fourth film starring the reboot cast was for sure happening. But said actors, which includes John Cho, Zachary Quinto, and Zoe Saldana, were said to be completely blindsided by the news. Even Chris Pine, who may have been aware of a fourth movie before Abrams' announcement, wasn't fully in the loop on the film, on if the film was happening. This movie already had some false starts before then, with the most recent of the bunch being that WandaVision director Matt Shakman left the project in order to direct Fantastic Four for Marvel. So yeah, so all of this was in the video that I did. As of this past March, there's still hope that Star Trek 4 will manifest in some form. Writers J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay have talked about how their version of the film, to be filmed by then director S.J. Clarkson, would have brought back Chris Hemsworth, George Kirk via time travel for a father-son adventure. Pine's really the only cast member who's gotten the chance to speak their thoughts on the would-be movie, and he said back in April 2022 that Star Trek films kind of shot themselves in the foot by trying to be action tempos like Marvel. Should a Star Trek 4 ever happen, he thinks that the film should zero in on appealing to fans of the franchise and, most importantly, not cost hundreds of millions to create. As his actors get older and move on to other things or have become disillusioned with having their careers locked to franchises, it may be that we never get a Star Trek 4. Depending on how things go, we may not even get another Star Trek movie at all, or at least not for a long time. Good thing then that there's multiple shows that have come out and will come out since Star Trek Beyond, where the property seems to be thriving. All of it's over on Paramount Plus. This seems to be an ad for Paramount Plus. It's like you can go to Paramount Plus and see all of the Star Trek properties, because you really can't go to Paramount Plus and see all of the Star Trek properties. It's like everything Star Trek, Paramount Plus. If that's your thing, you want to be on Paramount Plus. But I don't know. This was Star Trek: A Strange New World. I was contemplating giving that a try. I was contemplating looking that up and seeing how that is. We'll see if I ever watch that. But pretty much, this article pretty much has the same information that I had in my video, condensed down. Pretty much there's a few quotes here and there that I didn't have, but it has pretty much the same information. So my video's longer, so more information in my video. So if you want to know more, go back and check out that video. And next, I'm going, you know what? I'm gonna link to the video. I'm gonna put a link to the video in the description, so it'll make it easier for you to find. So if you want to know more information about this Star Trek movie that has been going through the flux for the past few years, that's been going through the flux since Star Trek Beyond, basically, because they announced this movie like right after Star Trek Beyond premiered. They were like, yeah, we're doing Star Trek 4. And so it's been in development since then. And Star Trek Beyond came out in 2016. Yeah. So it's been a long road. Okay. Next, Tom Holland and Miles Morales. Okay, Spider-Man's Tom Holland wants a live-action Miles Morales movie. I do too. Thank you, Tom, for saying it, because I want a live-action Miles Morales movie. I really do. I really, really do. And he wants to help make it happen. Make that movie happen, Tom. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is out in cinemas now, bringing us Miles Morales' second big screen outing as the wall-crawling superhero. Despite only being created in 2011, Miles has solidified himself up there with heroes that have existed for decades, with his latest film having a very strong box office opening. His Spider-Man hasn't made the crossover into live action yet, but it feels like it's just a matter of time, right? Hopefully that's the case, as current MCU Spider-Man, the Peter Parker one, Tom Holland has stated his desire for Miles to make it into live action and wants to help make it happen. I would be honored to bring Miles Morales into the live action world, Holland told Inverse. How we do that, I don't know, but given the opportunity, I would jump at it. A fourth solo MCU Spidey film is meant to be happening, although no work on it is currently being done due to the writer's strike, so there's not much Holland can say about it right now. He did tease that there is some stuff going on that he's excited about, stating whether or not it'll come to fruition, who knows? But right now, it's looking pretty good, and we'll just have to wait and see. Across the Spider-Verse is also getting a sequel, and it's the first part of a duology with the big cliffhanger ending. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is due in cinemas next year. Meanwhile, Miles is also following up on his own PlayStation game by being playable alongside Peter's Spider-Man in the PS5 exclusive Spider-Man 2, which is out in October. So, I wonder, is that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to mean that they're talking about bringing Miles Morales into the fourth MCU Spider-Man? Is it possible? I'm not one to make wild assumptions. I normally don't like to make wild assumptions, but it sounds like he's saying he would like for that to happen, because I mean, how many more Spider-Man can he make? Spider-Man movies can he make? It sounds like he wants this fourth one to be the last one. So if he's going to bring in Miles Morales, it's now or never. He's excited about the things that they're talking about. Of course, he could be excited about something completely different, but it would be nice. It would be nice for them to do a live action Miles Morales and give him his own movie. So instead of rebooting another Peter after Tom Holland is done, instead of bringing on a whole completely new Peter, instead of bringing on a completely new Peter, they should bring on Miles Morales and give him a chance to be Spider-Man on screen. You know, because we've had 3 Peters. It's Miles' turn. So, so yes, so those are the only 2 things that I wanted to talk about right now. Oh, you love how I wore my Star Wars shirt while talking about Star Trek? The disrespect. Star Wars versus Star Trek. I ought to do, I don't know. I don't know what that video would even look like. But so this Wednesday, this Tuesday, there's not going to be a new Superman and Lois, I don't think. I think because there's only 2 more episodes left. And I'm trying to think. And I'm thinking that I don't think there's an episode this Tuesday. Let me double check. Superman and Lois. Hold on. Yes. Where is it? Normally says next episode. Next episode, June 20th. Yes. So next episode is next week. and then the week after. So it's next week and then a week after that, June 27th. So the last 2 episodes. So it's like they're taking a break between Bruno Mannheim and Lex Luthor. So there's no new Superman and Lois this week. So I really should take the time to start my binge watching. It's the summer, and these are the last of my network shows to watch. So it's time to start my binge watching. And I really do want to start with the Marvels, with Miss Marvel before the Marvels come. And I haven't watched that show. And I do want to watch Wednesday too. So we'll see which one I'll do first. Okay. Sorry about that. That is all for today before something else happens. I shall be back on Wednesday and there'll be another video on Friday. But in the meanwhile, thanks for watching.